Hi, welcome to the first video in the 6-part technique series where I will be sharing part of my creative practice and techniques with you once a month in video form. If you don't know me, my name is Sepia. I'm an abstract artist based out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I work out of my basement art studio, which is where I'm at right now. I'm a full-time mom of an 18-month-old and part-time artist, I guess you could say. I try to fit in art and my art business whenever I can. It's a balance for sure. But today I'm excited to share with you how I create earthy colors and earthy tones. In particular, I will be sharing what I'm doing right now with my current collection that I'm creating. So I'm just going to read off to you what you can expect for the next 6 months. I just want to make sure I have the right order down, so I'm just reading my notes. So of course today, like I said, we're doing mixing earthy colors. Next month we'll be creating textures with coffee grounds. Then we'll have the power of layering, embracing the intuitive process, unleashing texture with sand and limestone powder, and then lastly, abstract composition. So I'm really excited to connect with you guys on a deeper level once a month through these videos, and please, I would love to hear any questions or thoughts that you have. So I think I'll be posting these on YouTube and linking them. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet, or maybe through my website. So either way, leave a comment, send an email. I would love to hear from you. So let's get started. All right, so before we get started, I wanted to show you some of the colors that we'll be mixing up today. Like I said, I will be sharing what I'm using for my current collection. So I've been really drawn to like neutral greens, creams, some like neutral yellows, earthy colors, but still not totally neutral. Like I wanted some color in this collection. So I'm not sure if it's going to translate very well on camera here, but as you can see, this is a nice earthy blue teal. We've got, and that's showing a lot brighter than it is in person, but I've got some blues here. And then these really gorgeous olive colors I've been obsessing over. So let's go ahead. I'm going to be making some big batches, but you can do just little bits depending on what size painting and how many pieces you're working on. And I think I forgot to mention in my intro that I do not have my microphone on. I'm still trying to get that sorted out. So sorry if I sound far away sometimes, or if you can hear my basement sounds happening. But I will try to have that sorted for the future videos. Okay, so what you'll need. I just bought these awesome, huge plastic containers off of Amazon because I've been wanting to make more color. I was using these little guys and I just needed more paint. So these are great for small pieces if you don't need much paint. But I got these on Amazon. So I've been mixing my colors in this, and then so you need a container. I like to mix colors with a little spatula looking thing. So this is a catalyst wedge or catalyst spatula. I don't know exactly what it's called. It's Catalyst Brand, just like this. And you can find these anywhere on Amazon or your local store. And then the colors I like to use. So I love golden, Titan buff. I have a violet oxide. I prefer fluid paints, but I just had these heavy bodies, so I didn't want to purchase new colors when I already had them. So I just water them down, which can be kind of a pain, but it is what it is. And then bronze yellow. And then acrylic inks I'm obsessed with. I just love how you can drop a couple of drops in water and mix it around, and it's so fluid and seamless. I've been using ultramarine blue. I have burnt umber. And I like the Daler-Rowney brand. Sepia. I've got, oh, that's burnt umber again. Antelope brown, I'm obsessed with. Yellow ochre. And then these two natural pigments, which I'll show you how to mix up, by Earth Pigments. I'm using the Ancient Green Earth and the Cyprus Green, which these are really cool because they're non-toxic, and I think this one is from the Earth. I don't know if this one's from the Earth or if it's a man-made. They have, of course, pigments from the Earth, but then they also have man-made pigments, but they're all non-toxic on their website, so you can make your own paint, which is really cool. So we'll start with these, and I'll show you how I mix these like earthy green and blue colors that I've been using, that I just showed you in some of those paintings. Alright, so I do a little bit of the which one's that? Was Ancient Earth Green, and then Cyprus Green. And I'm not a master at making your own paint, so this could be totally this is just what I'm doing and it's been working, but someone who is very experienced with making their own paint from pigments may tell me I'm totally wrong in mixing the pigments like this versus making them separate paints and then mixing the paints together, if you know what I mean. But this is what I've been doing. I'm very intuitive in my process. I've tried to plan things, for example, and then just squirt some water to get the pigment wet. I made color studies leading up to this collection because I was kind of feeling all over the place this past year since having my daughter, and just having a hard time getting back into my creative flow and finding the balance of motherhood and creating art. I really struggled the last year and a half with that. So I forget why I started telling you guys. Oh yeah, planning colors. So for this next collection, I was like, I feel like I just need to plan a little bit, just to have some sort of sense of what I'm doing going into this next collection. So I made color studies, and I had all these color palettes, little color swatches made that I was like, all right, I'm going to go into this collection and go off of this. You can see how pretty that green is already. And then those colors totally went out the window when I started this collection. I started gravitating towards earthy greens and more earthy colors, which is what I'm used to and it's what I love. The color studies were a little bit brighter. So I've just been going with what I've been feeling, and I have a limited palette, which feels nice because I know I'm only gravitating towards certain colors for this collection. So, all right, now that you have mixed your earth pigment with water, you need a binder in here. So I've just been using the paints as a binder because of course there's already a binder in here. If you're just your acrylic ink as is, you're gonna need to add like I would do matte medium because I prefer matte medium into here, and then there's your paint. So it's really easy to make your own paint. Could be more cost effective too, and there's no additives and preservatives in here. I guess probably in this there is, but less so than, you know. So we've got that, and then I'm gonna add some Antelope brown. Well, here, let me just show you guys what this color looks like. This is a really pretty green. Beautiful. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna do a dash of ultramarine to make it a little blue. A little goes a long way with the ultramarine, at least. I think I need a little more. Ultramarine is more of a purple undertone, so it will gray your colors pretty quickly, is what I've noticed, versus a I think it's a cobalt blue. Yeah, versus like a cobalt blue. So just mixing ultramarine with that green really made a gray color, but I don't like gray. I like warm colors, so I love adding coffee. Oh yeah, that's one thing I forgot to say. Instant coffee or liquid coffee, but instant coffee is cool to work with. So let's add some Antelope brown. I am almost out and I really need to order more of this. Okay. This is a really nice olive color. So that was Antelope brown, ultramarine blue, and then ancient green earth and Cyprus green. That's beautiful. I love that olive. So I've been using a lot of that in this collection. And what I'll do is, I love that color, so I want to definitely keep that as is, but I'm going to pour half of this out into another container, and I want to lighten it up with some Titan Buff, or any light tan will work. I prefer tan because I've noticed when I use white, because I use a lot of water to water down my colors, meaning to get them more fluid. And the white, so paint will separate in that case. Like if you just mix water with some acrylic ink and you pour it onto your canvas or your surface, the paint can separate. So like when I have, say I mix up earthy colors like these, for example. I was making a really pretty olive color with orange, emerald green, and yellow, like primary yellow, 3 really bright colors, and they make this beautiful earthy green. But when I watered this down and poured it onto the canvas, the green, the emerald would separate, and it could be a really cool effect, but not the colors I'm going for in my work. So water can kind of do that, which is, oh, that's awful. It's gray. See, that ultramarine blue, I think I used too much. So what I'm going to do here, see, like I said, I'm very intuitive with my color mixing. Like this is what I do in the studio, and I realize, oh, I don't like that. I'll put some yellow ochre and then some instant coffee. It just needs to be warm, more warm. Mix it up really well. I may do some more. So instant coffee is gonna dissolve. You'll still get some big chunks if you mix it like this. It may be hard when you mix it with paint versus if you mix the instant coffee with water to get a nice rich brown. Coffee will fade over time if there's, if you don't mix it with paint like this. And when you just paint with coffee, there's no binder, so once it dries and you re-wet the surface, it can take it off or move the coffee around so it doesn't stay. So I always like to use it instead of water. I'll use coffee just to add a richer color. I'm sorry, this video is already longer than I was thinking, like 10-minute quick video. I'd probably want that a little bit lighter, but still, you get the point. Some beautiful earthy greens are happening. And then I love a pale yellow. So another good combination is Titan Buff and a little bit of Antelope Brown. Makes a really nice sort of off, because let me show you Antelope Brown on its own. Oh gosh. That's so dark. It's like a green yellow. Yeah, it's super rich, and it really does bring a richness to your color palette. So I love that mixed with Titan Buff. If you want it to be a little more yellow, you can even add some yellow ochre in there. And then your classic earthy colors. Burnt Umber is a very warm color. You can see it's pretty red compared to Sepia or Sepia. This is more gray, this is more red. I like to mix these two together to create a coffee-like color. And then those mixed with Titan Buff are really nice as well. So, trying to think any other colors. Those are honestly like the staple colors I've been using for this collection. Just playing around with these greens, making some lighter, making some more yellow, some more blue. So I think that's going to be a theme with this work, is just some earthiness. Oh, I never showed you one last thing. Right here. The violet oxide. I was going to say, I know I've been using some reds too. Violet oxide with a little bit of the bronze yellow is really beautiful. It's just like a gorgeous color. Like, look at that. And that looks so good with the green. Get some variation, adding some Titan Buff or some tan would be really nice. I've been taking some notes because I'm really terrible at that, but I've got where's that? Yeah, violet oxide, bronze yellow, and some coffee makes a nice red color. So that is essentially how I mix colors. No, it's kind of I'm kind of all over the place when I do it. Like I said, I tried to plan with these color studies, and that just went out the window. I think I just need to embrace the fact that I am intuitive at heart in my studio, and that's how I work best. I can't go in with a plan. I can go in with a rough idea, especially with colors. Like, I can kind of be like, okay, I want this one to be greeny, but yeah, it's hard for me to plan. So that's how I mix my colors in the studio. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next month for creating textures with coffee grounds, my favorite. Bye for now.